Hi everyone and welcome back! Another showcase! And today's showcase is going to be the Napoleonic Wars, the Russian Line Infantry, Russian Smolensk Battalion or Regiment. This Russian battalion is for my Borodino project or my Borodino game that is coming up. General Rayevsky was in command over the 1st Battalion, and in the 1st Battalion we had the Smolensk Regiment and the Narva Regiment. At the Battle of Borodino, the Smolensk Battalion were ordered to defend the Rayevsky Redoubt, also called the Great Redoubt, to defend against the attacking French. 7th September 1812. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the French started their heavy artillery bombardment on the Rayevsky's Redoubt. During that day, the French made 3 attempts to take the Rayevsky's Redoubt. The first attempt, the French failed. The second attempt, the French pushed into the redoubt and the Russian became disordered. But the Russian were defending and holding the ground and pushed the French off the redoubt. The third attempt, the French overwhelmed the Russians from all sides and took the redoubt. I quote, "The Rayevsky's redoubt presented a gruesome sight. The redoubt and the area around it offered an aspect which exceeded the worst horrors one could ever dream of." According to an officer of the Vitsula Legion, which had come up in support of the attacking force, the approach, the ditches and the earthwork itself had disappeared under a mound of dead and dying, of an average depth of 6 to 8 men, heaped one upon the other. The casualties were up to 3,000 to 4,000, dead, wounded and missing. There were great losses on the both sides of the Battle of Borodino. On the French side, casualties and losses were up to 35,000 to 42,000 killed, wounded or missing. On the Russian side, 37,000 to 53,000 killed, wounded or missing. To quote Napoleon himself in his writing where he summed up the battle, "The French showed themselves worthy of victory and the Russians of being invincible." So, for my Borodino game, I have painted up for the Russian side 6 to 7 battalions of Russian line infantry. That include the Grenadiers and the Jaegers. Also, I have some light cavalry painted for the Russian side. Also, some Lancers. Yes, that's what I have. So that will be enough for start a little slugfest or a meat grinder game or something like that. Maybe later on I paint up more infantry for that game. And as you guys can see in the background here, I've started to work on the defense for the Russian redoubt. There will be some spikes, some more earthworks and such. I just started to work on the defense structure, so I will do a showcase video on everything I'm working on for that little redoubt too, the Great Redoubt. So here we have the Smolensk Battalion ready to push the French off the redoubt. Let's take a closer look at these lovely figures. These miniatures are from Perryminiatures, and I personally prefer the Perryminiatures over the Warlord games. It's because the Warlord games have, what I could say, big head mode. The heads are much bigger than the Perryminiatures. So as you can see, I added some mud stain on the Russian infantry, some wear and tear. They've been pushing the French back and forth in the redoubt. So how did I do that, you might wonder? Well, I was using the green stuff. It's called earth liquid pigments. Green stuff, earth liquid pigments. And you get a bunch of different color of the earth that you can use, and I think I'd use medium or dark earth on these figures. Now let's take a look at the Grenadiers, the tough guys, the Russian tough guys that will not take one step backwards. So when I painting all these regiments for the Russian army, I think I didn't use so much contrast paints that I should have used. I used it on the muskets, and then I did not use any contrast paint at all. I think I should use more contrast paint to save time. Also, I'm working on a painting video that's already done. I just need to edit it that show how I paint the Russian infantry. Now let's take a look at the Russian command. As I mentioned, the Smolensk Regiment. The flags are from GMB Flags. Really lovely flags that I enjoy to put on these figures. So a last little flyby over the Smolensk Regiment before they going to defend the redoubt against the French. So, well, there will be another video coming up soon with all the other regiment, or maybe I just put all the regiments all together and do a showcase of the entire army, or just do a showcase just before the game, because now I think it's time to get a game going with all these figures painted. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and feel free to subscribe, and take care guys. Goodbye.